Bevor so bevor den Grund so belang. Bevor so bevor den Grund so belang. Bevor so bevor te bangazan. Bevor so bevor te bangbendle. Bevor so bevor te bangbien. Bevor so bevor te koshie. Bevor so bevor te kanko. Mbenwe table funje bebe fois table fois. 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 Potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer. Potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer, potable foyer. Mbenwe table funje bebe 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 potable foyer.
Beta fois le foyer. Beta fois le foyer. Wow. Well, Barista, good evening and welcome to ABC Amber TV. Today we are very excited to have Barista Tim, who is here with us on ABC TV, standing in for ethics on an emerging nation for the county of Lebialem, LGA by LGA. And before we go, I want to first of all say, send our greetings to those gentlemen and women who are on home front, making sure that they stand in the position of making Ambazonia to become Ambazonia the way it ought to be. So want to congratulate all of you and send our unflinching support for everything we do for Lebialem county, Lebialem County, LGA by LGA. And one for send we salute for we President, Dr. Samuel Sakoe Kome, for the untiring job where it really carry out. Mr. President, we salute you from Lebialem. I know you go talk small, at least for one way or the other, for salute you and the interim government with all the departments where they inside, where they make sure make we turn up for country, make it stand fine. Before I go ahead, just want to go back, listen to a little bit of way did they talk for here before we give the chance for Barrister for tell we a little bit.
Mbenwe table funje bebe fois table fois. Mbenwe table funje bebe fois table fois. Mbenwe table funje bebe fois table fois.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Over to you, Barrister.
Thank you, Mr. Commando. Thank you, plenty. So I think we'll find we'll talk country talk plenty. Because plenty Lebialem people, they get PhD them. The majority they didn't have for country. They didn't have mama and papa for village. See, this is Lebialem, LGA by LGA. But you see me when I should don't forget so. Nothing say you don't miss anything. We get Lebialem officially 3 LGAs. Wabane, Alo, and Fontaine. But until all these LG18 come, we will be for Kumba, we'll be for Victoria, we'll be anywhere. We'll hold now one meeting, they come and say Lebialem. Because we all now one people. We go cry for every village, for every compound. We go burn house around the whole place. And so nothing say you don't see now one man. I sure say by my own age and experience, we not miss nothing. Because I think say I know a little bit of almost all the LGAs by their own culture, by their own standard, because we have almost only one. And so no man will lose nothing. You go find me at tell when I who's the BLM day. Sometimes people don't know they
Uh,
hear the
uh,
BLM, they hear
um,
uh-huh.
Before you go ahead, I would just want to make you salute the people then we do our introduction, make a recap for what happened last week, and then we give
Okay,
over the
sir.
microphone for you. Then you take the microphone, just run the way if you run them, just go, 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 no look back, just detail we because this program where we dey bring them for ethics for an emerging nation, it be very, 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 very wonderful and it be very powerful. So today, as we did want to get Lebialem, I want to tell we say last week we will get ethics for an emerging Dunga and Mountain. Dunga and Mountain we been last week, and we discover say before Dunga and Mountain, the other LGA the way they don't come, where they never yet where they, no one of them never go for no school, but they did talk exactly which way Ambazonia be. So when I see say we can't talk for LGA county by county, LGA by LGA, I dey really see the oneness where it dey for inside we LGA. I mean inside we country as Amazonia. And I sure say today, as we go in for face uh Donga, I mean as we go in for face Lebialem, we are likely to get the same thing. But before we go ahead for get Lebialem, I want to talk say the interim government, it don't make them in such a way say we will be able from our own locality educate our people. And so today we get Lebialem County as I don't talk, but before Lebialem come in, I get this monologue where we'd always want to share with the people them, make them know why and how we go about with this structure. So Ambazonian Liberation Movement, it be very unique compared to other revolutions for where they inside the world because we don't institute ethics commission during a time of war. Our fathers had the foresight of the uphill battle we face to repair the destroyed moral fabric of Amazonia. What holds a nation together is its moral values. La Republic's invasion and occupation of Amazonia has taken a moral toll on Ambazonians, making moralizing Ambazonian again a battle we must fight to win. The assault on our morality began when La Republic took out civics from our school curriculum. The importance of ethics in a nation can not be emphasized enough. This is the right time for ethics awareness campaigns in all tiers of the government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia and the communities of this government. It was Edmund Burke who said that liberty does not exist in the absence of morality. Ethics for an Emerging Nation is an educational program to help you with the information and tools you need to moralize your communities and governments. We have discussed topics like templates forms or complaints, conflict resolutions, appeals, and financial conflict of interest disclosure forms. We've discussed all this. We have discussed ethical leadership and its importance, guidelines for receiving and giving gifts by government employees, We have discussed all that. We have discussed misuse of position in government circles as well as in other social and secular circles, civil circles of the government. We have discussed the role of people in upholding ethical standards in the nation. We have also discussed the role of the church in moralizing the society. We have discussed standard code of conduct for Ambazonians, business ethics, media ethics, sports and cultural ethics, medical public health ethics. Now, Ambazonians, listen, we encourage you to watch these programs again on Amba ABC TV Facebook page and on YouTube, and use the information to moralize your communities and governments. If by next year we are still hanging out, then you will be called to, you will be invited to give an update of your ethics awareness campaign in your LGA and your county. When we are done with ethics awareness in these counties, we will continue with the rest of the departments of the federal government to talk on their ethics and ethical awareness. We shall get into the women's department, that's women's services, education, DHA, DSS departments, Department of Foreign Affairs, Department of National Treasury, and Department of Finance and Resource Mobilization. Ambazonia shall be great again by God's grace and mercy. We will live fulfilling lives in our nation. Ethics is the key for us to live these fulfilling lives in our nation. And so, with that said, I will come over to you, Barrister, and give you the microphone to go ahead and then tell us how you plan to handle these ethics on an emerging Lebialem County and LGA by LGA. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commando. And we think say we thank President and the IG as a block for giving us this opportunity. We think say some other counties and LGA sometime they will learn, and I'm sure they will learn something from we for the BLM. Before we go into that one, I will find some more tell one outside the BLM already. Because sometimes plenty people hear the BLM, they hear 99, they hear all that. They know we know outside the day. The BLM for middle, that's the mid zone. And the BLM be bounded to the south by Manu, to the south, to the east by Kupe Manengumba, to the west by Momo, and to the north largely by La Republique, that is Menua and Bambutus. That's so the day. And so for inside that region where we did that was one area. In the days they used to call it Southwest. Lebialem na number 4 for population. The first na Fako, the second na Meme, number 3 na Manyu, then Lebialem come fourth. After that, Kope Manuguma and Dian. Na so we did. So na Lebialem that. And then for inside that place they call and say Lebialem. No, na one man day. We get essentially 3 ethnic groups. We get the Mundanes, the Bangwas, and the Moks. There's another group they call Mok. These are 3 ethnic groups that make up the BLM. But they are almost all the same. They practice the same culture. They do the same thing, even though they speak a bit of differences in the language. Now, so we did. Then, coming forward to this, we'll find someone we know. You know, I'm going to take off from this point. The IG, we are going through a lot of turbulence now, coup plotters and all whatnot. But I would like Semo will understand. Say the BLM did so. That I grew up in the 60s. The BLM no ever be one party. The BLM is a very melting pot of views in politics. I think that for the way to go in the 1960s, they began something they call say soapbox politics. I don't know how many people know that thing for here. You know, those days they get some soup they call say bar soup with the same for inside box. So politicians, they come from market, they carry that box, put them. They climb on top, say their political views. And they be do them. All man become different parties, even OK, KNDP, CPNC, all man they become for the same place or vie for the same vote. And most interestingly, we even get independent. I remember like late Mr. BT before TS2 as an independent. He didn't have a political symbol on other than his picture. So now so we did. The BLM a melting pot of ideas. We will not be discouraged. Say this is happening now. That's the BLM by its own maturity. At the end of the day, they come together. And let me go to ethics straight away. Say the BLM are some people where they be a little bit disinclaved from time of the colonial master. So they be very, very affected by the old colonial rule of indirect rule. So we get a lot of ethics, indirect rule. So for they would respect elders, would respect chiefs, would respect that seniority for settle disputes, for do all things we're concerned with, where even the dice where they talk about witchcraft, they take go for palace. They settle them for day. They do what they get for do the matter don't end. And so on and so forth. My human come out or do this and that, they go for day. Start with the elder in the village, before in the community, before you go for palace. They sort them out and they drink mimbo, that time upon wine. They throw water down. Say this is not finish, it don't finish. And so we'll go forward. You see, say, until recently, the BLM as a block, they didn't get them anything called government school. All their own kind of school where white man bring them for. They now religious schools, now mission schools, Basel mission, Catholic mission, and so on and so forth. So now so they grow. They're picking they grow with morality in them. Where you're going for Basel mission school, where you're going for Catholic mission school, or any other one, the moral they bring them up. And moral will not say moral are the basis of ethics for every community. That means say you do something, they fear God. If you're the thief, you think say no man doesn't see you, but God will see you. You lie. No man doesn't know, but you think say God will see you for lie where you talk for your neighbor. And so the thing they don't grow. But for the church even self, that thing will call and that name will don't get and for not even be. Because the church come there, set up hospitals, set up schools, set up colleges. And so all of us, the majority where they don't grow up today, they be doctor, they be professors. They pass through that background. And that background still be back for one place. Even as of today, in fact, by 1970, the only court we get for that preliminary customary court, where they judge all cases, now one man court, but in a customary court. The judge cases are according to the custom. And the 90% of the judges for that court them, they be being chiefs and elders. So that is a duplication of the culture, of the ethics of the society. And so we will go went forward, and then the one man don't come now, big man government don't come create on court, the magistrate court, all that in them, where they send people where they not even be people of the area. But even those magistrates don't come there, I'll be familiar with some of them. They very much try to adopt for that cultural thing. A good number of things where they go for magistrate court, passing through the state council. Very often, the state council or even the magistrate will say, well, don't go settle this thing for palace first. They don't try to look this thing. Unless there's something will be very bad, like a thief or a kill man, they go through that process. So ethics be very, very essential in our own community. We regard them very, very high. Because not be, even if the magistrate, they because be enclaved. If you take 2 days, 3 days for coming from one village, go for the other one. So if some man don't give you a bunch plenty, you carry you a worker for 3 days for food. Now, so you better settle it there with them and the matter finish. When I drink and wine, the court gossip may not do the canteen again. The matter will finish for day. So now, so ethically we did. We try to adopt that very system as we move forward and get to a full Ambazonia. We will duplicate that thing and we'll urge other communities for do the same thing. Because culture, in respect of the elders, not the first thing where they get for doing. In respect of institutions, the first thing where ethically we get for do. So once we copy that one from back home, and we have a government, yes, the modern government will get and when a president or prime minister or this and that. You know, the one where we intern them for village, but now we put them through own voice of the majority. We will encourage once somebody don't win election or don't be put in a position of authority, we will respect it. If a man do something wrong, we get where we'll handle Lee. Because that one not mean say we chief never do wrong thing. No, they make mistakes too. And we get ethical way for handle the mistake for chief, the mistake for elders, the mistake for woman, the mistake for man. So now so ethics a day for the BLM as a block. Whether na Phantom LGA, Wabane LGA, Allo LGA, na the same process where they follow. And when we get a customary court, for example, we get even off to the customary court of appeal. And after I said we get three ethnic groups there. Or each ethnic group will get on customary court different. No. They begin at one customary court, three. And they go for appeal now for one. And in that appeal, president will be now one of the chiefs. We're coming now for Mok, we're coming now for Bangwa, or Mwe, or coming for Wabane, or for Mundane, all not the same thing. For we they respect the decision, we understand the culture, and so now the basic introduction that. If you get some other things for ask me, I will I will talk.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Now you have a talk say, as far as we country concerned, when it comes for this issue for ethics, I don't see say all the culture them. They talk now one thing. That means we'll be self-governing and we'll be self-administrating, where we don't need any intermediary or we solve a problem then. Yes. Even before we start to go for school, we go learn all this BB grammar where we talk today. Where it don't come now and they almost complicate things them. Almost complicate things them. Instead for give with the real enlightenment, it instead almost complicate things them. Because from small way we grow up for we village them, just like you don't talk. Young people they will get respect for papa them. But today, even at this point when we talk for years so, you hear the kind noise where some young boys they can't write them. You got to wonder whether they come off from moon or they really get that virtue them for respect way will be expected. Today, you will enter for some place, especially for white man country. You see a small girl of 18 years, she don't cross the leg, where papa for 57 years, it turn up for up. But because she don't, you quiet. What about a young boy? Because she don't for there, just the looking places, make like say no, even here at all. But in those days, they know to wait for see the white hair them for your head before they shake. As soon as they look you for face, they say no, they are an elderly person. All the respect it be given. Now, barrister, I want to ask you, with what you check say it don't be the erosion where don't enter for all this with culture, because you are not Lebialem not be the first county where it talk about this ethical issues them where would they talk so other and they talk for here because like an umpire where she done for they hear from different places. I have to tell you say the summary. If another county they come in for here now, I no go doubt, especially county where come up for Southern Cameroons, I no go doubt where they go talk because we have to talk the same thing. Where it never been a school where I don't go sit down, learn them, have to put them together. But wait when I talk now, the real thing where they happen. Now, wait to where check say it don't happen to the point that at this juncture, this time where we day inside, we define a lot of difficulties with the young people them, and the one where they don't go book, they even misbehave past papa the way they know if you put A for here, big letter, don't enter. They just can't enter them because they don't know where to where, don't put them for day. But today, with all that A be written, they misbehave like this. What to your knowledge, if you talk say it be the cause of this moral decadence or breakage where they for inside we society today? Over to you, doctor. I mean, barrister.
Thank you, brother. I think I will tell you, say in summary, I will start with the summary, then I'll explain something to you. The thing don't make we, they don't bring we to this stage. Now they are on the French administration. We know all this bad behavior. Now the so-called civilization, which is the Yaoundé style, I will bring you. Now you bring you for this thing. I give you two examples to illustrate. I tell you, we get a customary court, but in the early 1990s, they can set up magistrate court, high court for Menji, the divisional headquarters. And I said the play bit so disenclaved. So I go from them from Boya, we go court, we go for high court, we get for case there. Then there was a brigade commander in Wabane, the man, a man from Eastern Province. He come out there, they work at 3 days for bring the people, they will come prosecute them for magistrate court for Menji. So he come with these people. They I called this gentleman because we're friends. I said, how? You bring these people who are coming to be prosecuted. If they are guilty, they go to prison. You work out with them for food. What prevents them from run away now? How you even catch it? The man tell you, say, you know, I said, no. He said, for the way he did the more than so, what about them for inside bamboo? He say, even all these things where they bring thief people for you, they don't thief planty, they don't thief this, they don't do that. They don't even give for go catch them. We don't come to report, say, someone don't thief my planty. They all go for palace. Now palace, they go bring that guy, give them. So when they bring them 3 day journey to come to be prosecuted, they tell them, she will tell you, say, if you run, you run go outside, the chief will bring you back to face the law, to answer your questions, to be tried and found guilty or not. That was then, 10, 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago. Then fast forward in that very place, there's this thing that we're all familiar with, land disputes, which are settled by, according to Yawande, by something they call Land Consultative Board. And the chairman of the Land Consultative Board is the duo, the sous-prefet. And I had a case there. This sous-prefet was a sous-prefet of Limbe. And then he sought transfer to come there because you know there were land disputes there where you make money. So we came there, we had a case, I was really involved in it. And then this land consultative board was to meet. This guy collected money. He was my friend, personal friend. He collected money from the people. My people told me that paid this man so much money. How do you pay? You have a case, you got a lawyer, then why are you paying? They say, no, the things they do not pay, the friend will come pay, then we win the case. All right. The man will prepare the land, his report. Enough he give them. You want more money? Okay. So I go for your office, and my friend was my personal friend, not to mention your name. Even though don't die. I go for office, say, friend, how you don't take money for these people now? Give them their report now. See, be my friend Shem Kashi. He moved the report. He gets someone to and go. We tell go for court. We'll present the case, we'll do the case finally. The magistrate to be my very close friend. That man not just retire now. He called me, say, Bo, say yes. He say, yeah, people now don't go give bribe. These people were taking bribe from both sides. Don't give bribe for do you know? I said, no. Say, well, I need my own money too. Now me, they give judgment for this matter. You know, to go tell them, say I need my own money. I go tell them, I say, well, if I want to go bribe magistrate, now so you don't tell now, we go give money for you. And be dinner when I'm not here. When I don't go get now the magistrate I want you on. If I want to go get one again, no pass for me. I did be pass through their own connections. When the younger people in the town, they will give the magistrate money. Finally, they get judgment. But now we'll do correct case. These are all these magistrates, all these duos, they are all products of Enam. What do you expect the court clerk, the registrar, the messenger, the boy who brought this, whose parents were fighting over land, what do you think he comes up with? He comes up knowing that administration is corrupt. The courts are corrupt. You can only get something when you pay with money. There's no justice without bribery, by and large.
Chai.
And today, something happened today, very interesting to me. Yesterday, I was looking at the results. There was a graduation in Boya. of the medical students. The population, the list. I took that list. I see most of the students, two-thirds of the students who were graduating from the University of Boya Medical School were Bamileke names. This is a school in Boya, supposed to be trained Anglophones. So I called one of my friends who had a child there. I said, but how did your own child get there now? Because all these names, they are not even Anglophones. Two-thirds of them, the list is still there. If you go on the website, you see the list of the graduates of the medical school. So once we don't grow up with the culture, so begin to grow, no saving for primary school.
Now bribery.
You must go give teacher one small bunch planty, forget a good mark. You must get no say if you not go sleep with your teacher, you know what pass. How would that picking will respect elder? If you get things we get them not by merit, but by buying cash or otherwise. So the thing we don't spoil with own communities this. Can we come back? Yes. The picking will get them. We will be the adult of tomorrow, not the product of the home of today. So if we moralize our own community back home, in your family, it will produce a civilized community. If you produce a civilized small community, you will produce a civilized nation. That's the summary I can tell you, sir.
Wow. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. Just breathe small, then listen, get to this advert here for which way Ethics Commission. All right.
From the Savannah to the Midland and the Atlantic, Ambazonia has risen to fall no more. Ambazonia rise.
Dear Ambazonians on the home front and diaspora.
Dear Ambazonia freedom fighters in the home front and in the diaspora.
The Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is coming out to alert you that it is becoming more and more evident that the former British Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonians, will soon emerge as the newest nation in the world.
We are calling on all of us to start preparing to receive Ambazonia as parents prepare to receive their firstborn child. Malcolm X said, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. We are already very educated, talented, and very rich in natural resources. Do all this guarantee a safe and prosperous Ambazonia? The answer is an emphatic no. Theodore Roosevelt said, to educate a person in the mind but not in morals is to educate a menace in society.
Ambazonians, it is time to start planning to restore our cultural and social values that characterize us as a people of good repute. Before our Republic to Cameroon invasion, we were respectful of each other, of the law, and of our culture. We earned our living through honest hard work, making clean money for ourselves.
Our values helped us to maximize the benefits of our natural resources as well as our human resources. Southern Cameroons were serene and clean, simply beautiful in spirit and in the physical. We all long for such a place to call home, and we can make it happen by God's grace.
Our local government areas and counties, are you prepared? Do you have an ethics commission in your local government areas, counties to serve as a moral compass for you? Do you have a copy of the Ambazonia Ethics Code and the Constitution?
All arms of government, do you have an ethics agency? Departments of DSS, HSS, Communications and IT, Education, DHACM, DFA and DEINR. Do you have ethics agency to serve as a moral compass for your departments?
Ambazonians, you need to know your rights by reading the Ethics Code and the Constitution.
Shame unethical behavior and reward good behavior in your communities. Hold leaders accountable. Be the watchdog of your communities and governments. See something, say something.
The church, you are the main research center of moral principles with the responsibility of moralizing the society. How effective are you outside the church building?
Maya Angelou said, when you know better, then you do better. Ambazonians watch Ethics for an Emerging Ambazonia every Friday at 10 p.m. Amber time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Oni and Smart, for that brief talk. Well, they don't can't tell we more of which way we get for discuss today. Now, more continue, barrister. I check say that corruption way he enter for that place. Barrister, if you tell me briefly how you check say we go fit solve this problem with this kind of people, the way they don't enter sow some kind seed where we no be know. How will we solve that problem?
We will solve them, and I'll start by giving you another example again. The BLM is the correct place for learn from. I tell you, say,
Mm-hmm.
we northern part, the whole northern BLM, we share boundary now
Mm.
with La République du Cameroon. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes we even speak the Christian country talk. But this is what happened way back in the 60s, 70s. We get, for at the level of the village, you get a common market where they go buy cocoyam, go buy plantain, go buy other canteen them. So we will share markets
Mm.
just to sell food stuff that you can eat. And we back the BLM people, we get some terrible experience, which taught them a lesson. Now they used to go, they cross go for that side, go buy, and then they go sell. For the outside, they bring things like palm oil, palm kernels, and that type of stuff. The main customer who they buy that thing, now francophones from Douala, now for the commercial place, from Bafusam, and so on and so forth. Then the people, they will not say this people, they trek. They come stay there, they go back for evening. They know one price their kako until about 5 o'clock. Because they know say this woman, if you know say this thing at this price, will carry him for a head, go back. So they start pricing that thing at about 5, so that you give it to them at a giveaway price. Otherwise, you carry him for your head, go back for your own
Mm-hmm.
village. And the people got angry
Child.
and said, no, this will not work. They came across the border to our own side and opened the largest market and boycotted the Francophone market. Till today, if you go to the BLM, one of the largest markets we have there is called Alo. People come to buy there, from that market, from Douala, from all those big towns. They even come from Gabon. And they
Wow.
buy there and pay the money to us. They pay the taxes to us.
Wow.
So they separated from Francophones, even though they were talking the same language decades ago. So if you remember, when this struggle started in 2017, to be fair, one of the most violent fighters, the greatest fighter we had was called the Red Dragon. Why do you think that the Red Dragon fought that thing more than anybody else? They are throwing away the shackles of the Francophones once and forever, and they were prepared to give their lives to let these people go. Let us live our own way. That's how the Red Dragon came to be what they are. They didn't suffer anything more than any other person. But this morality of saying, look, these people, we don't want them. Now, it's too much. So before our independence, the BLM has separated years before,
Mm-hmm.
decades
Mm-hmm.
before, from their corrupt neighbors
Mm-hmm.
of the Francophone. Even though they talk the same language. They
Uh-huh.
have known all this. If you go to the
So it
BLM,
means
parts of the
say
BLM now, yes,
So it means say this thing for corruption, it dey inside the blood of these particular people them. Now their cultural setting on I say now that French method will bring them into this kind of demise where I'd call I say demise because now really die people them where they never do something where they never devise means them for make sure say make corruption come inside. Happy to come for market, you go wait so that when e don reach 5 o'clock you can price their thing for a price where you know say if they not buy them they go carry them for head begin go. That kind of subtlety, that kind of demonic wisdom I call and say that e be sensual. Now because of their French background or now how e manage come for that culture where e dey very close to the BLM.
now both, now both, but it be compounded by the French culture. And let me give you
Okay.
another illustration. For inside parts of Lebialem, now right now, I'm talking mock. If you go there, you see one of those pillars. The boundary pillars is still standing there, separating the village of Mok, Ngia, and Fongotungong. But that pillar survived. Thanks to God, they have tried to dig it. They dug it with holes. They dug it with diggers, and the thing will not fall. Why were they trying to dig this one out? They have one of their boys who was in Yaoundé or wherever. He was a captain. He wanted to create a ranch there. He wanted just to own that place, to disregard the border.
Mm-hmm.
They took it into court in Bafusam. Called our own people and took there. They went to Boy and said, no, we cannot go there. So they wanted to take this land by force. They knew it is not their own. The boundary is standing there, even now that we speak. It's a very big pillar. It's still standing there. The demarcation is still there. But they wanted to bring it down. Next to the next village, which we call Foto and Sida from Gutungong, they had a demarcation border. And I said they were very close, they intermarried. Then they gave their daughter to one of those guys across the valley and allowed him to come and farm. And what did he do? He brought the whole community and they took over the whole place by force and by intrigues. What happened next is, after the green tree, the green tree thing provoked so many things. The case provoked an order that asked for a redemarcation of Cameroon borders from Lake Chad down to the Atlantic Ocean. And so they were planting these pillars and they came there with their satellite map, with their GPS map, and said, no, this is where the boundary is. The people of East Cameroon came out in anger, said they will not put the pillars where it is supposed to be put. They fell trees, fell logs, and prevent anybody from passing there. Until orders came from Yaoundé and Bafoussam and told them to take off the trees and allowed the United Nations demarcation team to do their job. And they did it. So, is this their culture? Yes. Is it encouraged by somebody? Yes. The expansionist system, thinking that they can just absorb us without protest, was part of it. So it's part of their inborn tendencies, encouraged and groomed and cemented by the Francophone egoistic policies.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. We now feel understand. Ambazonians, actually, when I feel now understand, say, we country, it be very, very different. Even though we be small in population and small also in land, God, it be put we very, very different. Because big Nigeria, it no swallow we. The Igbos, where they share boundary, actually for some certain places, they share boundary with us, even though not be really them. Now Calabar people them, and Econ people, they share real boundary. But the Igbos, them, where they be very, very forceful, where they cause some of the havoc where we get on today, because after the persuasion of Ndele for join Nigeria remain as a region, still maintaining our boundaries and things like that, will be feared because of Igbo people them, and up till today they still cause that havoc. They no be fit for swallow we. La Republic on the other side, they no be fit for swallow we. Even as close as you make a move understand now, Lebialem and the Nchang people, the way they be very, very close. Sometimes talk the same language, but because of the influence of evil from the other side, when I still stand out very, very differently from that people them. Do one indication say when God will create the world, He put people them, He will make them get their peculiarities. Where today, with the manipulation and the games, the way they play, they try for jungle and together. That's just like making oil and water for float together, for be together. And oil and water, they not actually mix for be one thing, except by other chemical issues. But for they don't try to take, worker. All right, I go like say before we go ahead for get some other question them, another thing they will ask you. If you did there, you did listen and you be from Lebialem County and you did listen to us, we will crave your indulgence if you fit ask your question, if you write them for chat, or if he call, and then we'll see how we will fit help for give the answer. But before we go for inside that, we will listen to these echoes from Lebialem. We'll get some echoes here from Lebialem.
Prince Lekuse Jacob Aboya, Consultant John Wonga Adwala, Justice Beko Abamanda, Engineer Nyekengwang Philip Aboya.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And welcome back. Welcome back. Barrister, I see the way you smile. If you tell me something about this one.
Pastor, I'm not smiling. I'm really trying to weep. If you be here to what the guy they talk and relate it to this ethics, you will cry. If they ask,
Wow.
if you put them in a champagne with the title for that thing in English, it would be a lamentation. If they ask the question, say what you don't happen for country. Papa no fit give order for Pekin. Pekin no fit
Okay.
hear order for Papa. Say what you don't
Okay.
happen for this. What don't happen for this
Wow.
country. They end
Wow.
up, they conclude say, what you where you get, I would get, to go when you die.
Very good.
So
Very
that is
good.
pure
Wow.
ammunition. If you understand the man they talk, you feel cry.
Those are
So
the ethical things we're talking about.
so and I think where that song they talk that. Then
Wow.
let me just continue and try to marry to what we the Benin to do. Where we are.
Yeah.
Well, now we're there for Ambazonia. Ambazonia know one tribe. Ambazonia know one culture. Ambazonia know a people of a mixed pot of cultures.
Mm.
The thing we will keep it
Yes.
together in this modern Ambazonia.
Mm.
Now respect for law and order.
Right.
You be give example. For example, we will grow up with this English culture, no matter which way we will own difference, we respect law and order.
Right.
You don't talk boundaries are cut across left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I just people do not say Ejaham, the people of Ejaham, the majority there
Mm-hmm.
for Nigeria for Cross River. The
Right.
bulk of them did for Manfi for Manu.
Mm-hmm.
But since the one man can't put boundary, so the part of Nigeria, the one Cameroon, that Ejaham will be majority, they never ever cross. For
Mm-hmm.
capital, they want to take their brother go join them for Nigeria.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
respect that order.
Right.
Even even today, even the county where we get them, they not be ethnically unique.
Mm-hmm.
You get some man where some tribe will be part
Mm-hmm.
of it will be for example in Gokutunya, another part will be
Right.
for for
Moyo.
Bui. Yes.
Right.
But the respect say
Right.
order. No,
The
don't talk say
boundary.
that there, yeah, that
Yeah.
this river or this stream, if I will respect
Yes.
them, will
Exactly.
respect them.
That's
And
true.
when some man cross
That's
that river or that stream,
mm-hmm.
we know which side for go
Mm-hmm.
get order. We
Mm-hmm.
know will be like it's coming. Like if you the follow news or so-called republic, even today,
Mm.
who side the law and order day?
Who say no day? Hmm.
You and me we were there for one man country. A day for yeah.
Mm.
We get the largest cities where they call them, say, for example, Los Angeles, Washington, DC,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
Texas, Dallas. These are very large cities, larger than Yaoundé.
Mm-hmm.
London, Paris. You're not going to get London 1, London 2, Los Angeles 1, Los Angeles 2 and 3. Which will be the essence for this nonsense that the Republic has. They have something called Bamanda 1, Bamanda 2, Bamanda 3, Bamanda 4. What does that mean? Bamanda 4 get even council, no? But their own headman is some duo, who is appointed by presidential decree. Another man for Bamanda 1, by another presidential decree. No man no get order for another man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I get quarrel, go
Yeah.
there. Water no even there for drink. They go tell Dio. Dio no side. Dio says no get water for your house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, if it even house on say well, bring the water or the electricity. They get presidential pen where they don't sign them. It represent one man. That due for your say Bamida 1, 2, 3 to 5, they're all appointed by different presidential decrees. The big man when a senior due be appointed by some a different presidential decree. Another one called governor be appointed by a different presidential decree. Now we'll get order for Bamida now. That
Confusion.
governor never even get power for give instruction for superfee.
Mm-hmm.
He never even get order for
Mm-hmm.
tell police inspector who will be in charge of a police post in Quen. So what is all that kind of disorder? For
The
until
real
we get
disorder.
we will get structure where we they recognize them, take it back to
Mm-hmm.
our village level. We know say, for example, the fund of Mancon. Let me just take that one for example, or the fund of
Mm-hmm.
So. It's not a very large clan. You know, fish around there send the whole thing for So Palace. Something common for some place they go see that chief the cartier for day. If you bring them for Palace, they will just say, "Well, I go settle them for day first."
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll get that order and Hariki will respect them from the village to
Level.
Yaoundé, to Boya.
Yeah. To Boya. From
If
village
you
to
be
Boya.
mayor for Boya, for Moyoka, you be mayor for Santa, you know, say the government in Boya again, I get order.
Mm-hmm.
You do anything in the same government name. Never say one decree will appoint some mayor for Kumba, someone a super mayor, another one a city mayor. I know what do
I
you
know.
order? Even the people
That's
where they be
confusion.
honest. They don't even know which one order for obey. So for we in Ambazonia and in Lebialem in particular, I don't explain how we be structurally organized.
Yeah, yeah,
We think
yeah,
say
yeah.
if all Ambazonia they same for we, every community in Gokutunja,
Mm-hmm,
in Bui,
mm-hmm,
in Boyo, wherever, if they follow that same
mm-hmm.
organogram, because of the same people,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
will be the best. We will be the best Ambazonia, best country in Africa ever imagined.
Cultural work. Yeah, that's
Just
what we
respect
did.
the order. If the
Yeah,
order not find you, take appeal. You know what's up for take appeal go.
yeah, yeah,
When
yeah,
you win, the
appeal.
honor
Yeah.
not you don't win.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The man will come give beer for change the order. How many times
I
the
know.
mayor, the prefect has come to install a chief in Moliko 10 times over.
Mm.
The new deal comes and brings his own chief and install it. The next one comes and brings his own and install it. Who will be chief now?
I know. I know.
So
This
I
is
think that's the way we'll
Nasa.
get for look things them going forward.
No, thank you very much. I think say yeah, like the chair lady for ethics commission, they always emphasize, and one of the lessons where I been learn I think during the time of this ethics meeting, where Dr. Ndula, one of them for the ethics commission, they will make a statement. Say in order for we for build a strong society, discipline again for start now from up, no for down. Anybody will get any position like a leader, you get for show the discipline. If you don't show the discipline, they go discipline you, and will be copied from way to way. One South Korean, if he talk, say before they wipe out corruption from South Korea, they be start now from the government ministers. If any rich man or businessman invite you and you go there, whether I give you money or not give you money, you go explain. And so they be discipline a number of people like that, send them for prison, that will stop. But for La Republique, that is the person where they suffer. Now that one way they for last, they will take the one way they never even give you. So that make you, I mean, just play any game. But for Amazonia, with the talk say, for successfully institute these kind programs where we there for war, that means say any man make a sit up. That is why most of the people the way they thief money, where the LGA they contribute and give 'em for them. Say make sure that they prosecute this war. They take and chop them. They know say with the government of Dr. Sako, we don't stand straight and they go pay for it. They quickly jump out. Because when they jump out like that, make noise, they check say, okay, they don't free. But we dey tell them say, as we dey go from Amazonia, we no go forget them. We don't tell all the local government people, they make them mark the money way these people they be thief am from them. After they don't thief money, put am in their pocket, they point Dr. Sakoi finger. Now we don't ask them, make they bring evidence, no evidence. But then when they don't thief the money, they don't jump comot. Then they make noise. Okay, this ethics, it go catch up with them because it no go spare no man. The ethics no go spare no man. And that's why they like the structures where the interim government to put them in place for make sure that at this moment we dey educate ourselves so that the man for the judiciary, you know, go jump in, take over the person for ethics, and the person for ethics, you know, go jump in, you know, bring wuru for inside. I mean, the structure then be very correct. So Ambazonians, we dey tell una say these things the way we don't be for we blood and for we culture, where corruption it become enter like an erosion. It chop and small for make sure say make we completely be metamorphosed for enter for that their system. It no work because if we don't enter for that system, that the way they offer Patasan money, this thing for die. That the way they offer Agbobala money, the thing for die. But because the system, not only educationally, but for we culture, it not be so. They will still get that iota, that small bit of that cultural, ethical values where it remain. And today, we come back for emphasize and for talk them again. And so, Barrister, we want for crossover for ask you some few questions then. Now, for inside Lebialem from the three counties, from the three LGAs, the way they be for Lebialem, we know which way don't happen before we did for this kind of position. So for these three LGA, the way they you know whether they get an ethics committee for inside the county as a whole. They get an ethics committee.
No, they never set up ethics committee, but they're in the
Yeah.
process of setting up one.
Okay, good. Even though they are properly speaking and the way we talk now, systematic way of carrying out the ethics commission for inside the BLM, but practically and culturally, as we don't talk, we don't be eroded, we dey try for restore them now. But that system for talk say, okay, this person be for inside the committee, never yet be. That one we understand. But say the liberal to try for put back the cultural ethical position where it be day before, we don't understand. Say that one that a task where we must get for sit down, mount and make it be. Very good. The second question we want for us from Lebialem, you know whether okay, Lebialem, since you never get somebody, this question not be it don't be already answered because since you never yet get the committee member them, therefore they not be they never join the committee for forum for that one. We are go for question number 3. You get a copy. You know whether Lebialem get a copy of the Amazonian Ethics Code. You know whether they get a copy of Ambassador Ethics Code, either the chairman or the LGA chair people, the way they did it now, they don't get this copy of the ethics code. If they never yet get them, I think the ethics chair lady they listen and we'll see how we can forward them. Do you have an idea?
No, I'm not going to give you the answer because I man get on copy now for your bag will keep them now. I know. But we'll find say many things not even limit for chairman or chair lady. No. That thing, that handbook, you find say we all will get them. I'm not sure say even cost anything much. If at all, even cost nothing. We need to get that handbook like with small doctrine, like with small catechism for back. Because if you see that way they will start this thing for Zaria. I don't be go me there, plenty we don't be go there. But when you get 2, 3 people, 10 people they come together, they do something. Nothing say they don't know what they will do. I don't know who will tell them for put this thing called ethics. It don't tell us of all the structures we will get them for this IG. This ethics thing don't be one of the most important. Because it will help you at the level of governance. It will help you at the level of your own house. Government no mean so get government minister. Like most of us will get 3, 4, 5 picking them. We get some of us get 3, 4, 5 wives. Now for the way government will start.
Yeah.
For the way government will start. If you get your 2 wives or 3 picking, you put practice, say, well, now one will bring me better job. They will enjoy me. That one is corruption. We will not legalize because the system we did it now, it don't officialize corruption and make it a competition. Don't go ask something for government, ask my neighbor, don't get on how much we give. If we give 50,000, me I will give 100.
Yeah.
If we give 1 million, me I contribute, my village contribute 2 million. So that will for go bribe. So we find say we all in the BLM, we all in Amazonia. That ethics code, even if you don't like President Sakuno in a book,
no,
just get a copy for yourself. That one will help you. And if you be help for your own family, you don't help the entire community of Amazonia.
That's correct. Okay. All right. Then the last question we want to ask him, you know whether the BLM as a county, they get a copy of the constitution. What constitution it be, interim constitution, it be like a Bible where if you know which way your constitution to talk, even this ethics where they talk so, you know, keep practice them to the end. So you know whether the county they get the constitution of the Federal Republic of Amazonia.
Oh, I know that one is sure they get the constitution. But like you get something, man will not be familiar with the thing they call the BLM. They get something they call 99 cents.
Yes.
All man get constitution for day. But because they be 99 cents, that constitution you get 99 explanation for the 99 cents.
All right. Okay.
So they get them. If you say the active they did for this revolution, for or and against, say they know what they do. Any man they claim for be right because you get the handbook for the back. But most of them, some of them, they read half the truth or nothing at all the truth. But you get the book for your back. So they get that.
Wow. Okay. That is the much way we ask come from you today, and would like to know if you get something more for tell we. We don't now understand how that Lebialem the plan for moralize every institution, not only institution but from the household where they get them for Lebialem, they get for go back for the ethical values where we don't talk for here, and you make an affirmative positively that it is so we go back, and that one suit me plenty. We go back like I don't already talk from all the other county the way they don't come for ABC, come talk about their ethical stance. As you say, they get one and the same spirit for make sure that the first and foremost thing way it really help make nation go ahead. Now when this bribery and corruption don't be wiped out, and Ambazonians they never get that kind of thing for their blood. And since it been a foreign issue, as it become now so it must go. So you get any other thing for Adam for which we don't talk for year for the audience and the people of Ambazonia concerning these ethical issues where we talk about. Over to you.
Yes, the two of you talk to Lebialem in general, to Lebialem in particular, and Ambazonia in general, and I say, you see, well, I start with Ambazonia. You see, all these things, we don't go through 5 years of fighting. Here you get one man, one fighter killing the other one doing this, the other one doing this, the rest going to DDR. It has been very rare in the BLM. It has happened once in a while, but very rare. So they get that morality, say, brother not a key brother, sister not a key sister. They disagree, but they chop on one plate. And I want to Ambazonia say, even though you find all these things with the talk about the BLM don't do this, no, the BLM they do them. The thing we did in I say, in terms of the struggle, I believe, this is my personal assessment, if all county will be like the BLM, we don't get independence long ago. Because they, from my own assessment, say even the BLM may be the only county where we don't even get primary school teacher when the government on day. All man don't go. So if you know they hear fight for day, now because they don't get anybody to fight. The people don't come up for day all. You know if you get any official for day, the only official where they did in a B, where they don't go shit on for DOE office. They don't even fight because say attempt for fight for then they on die. So they go there now because they don't give them order. I'm going to go shit on. If they don't go first row for army, I say you must take order. You will move for work. So if you know here shooting in the BLM, nobody said they don't fight. They have fought and won. Officially, they even need a break. Nothing say the BLM not fight. No, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know any of the 13 counties where they did like the BLM. Again, if you go for the whole BLM, no, see primary school. Government has even taken the care to remove all their primary school teachers. That's the basic instrument of government in any place. Primary school teacher, they know they don't transfer them for different place. So what do you want the BLM fighters to fight? To go and cut down trees? To go and kill their brothers? The B are sitting there. And they don't even talk to them. They are passing the grid and say bye-bye. Because say if you offend one of them, you don't die your own. So again, make we be encouraged. For inside the BLM, they know say man with 2-3 picking, that you picking, they don't get one heart. But they get one papa, they get one mommy. They will quarrel for even time they will come back for house, all of them. They will chop, they will sleep for the same bed, they will sleep under the same roof. The fact that they don't quarrel for daytime, they don't fight Tom, don't fight Anna don't beat Samson. You know, means they not be one picking, no, they be the same picking for the same papa. If for even time they not see any of those children, don't go sleep for different compound, they not go sleep, they'll go find ye. We say deep picking day, they don't sleep for outside, they say they bring you back for house. That one is just natural human phenomenon. So we will not disturb ourselves, say the BLM they do this. No, the BLM are the greatest devoters to the struggle. They are the greatest fighters. They are the greatest sacrificial lambs of the struggle. And for Lebialem people, keep to your morals. Fight the war. Fight the enemy. Don't fight your own brother. Respect the order. Even if that man where they put them for be on top you, that small picking when you born them. Respect ye. Because we not respect him now because be old man. We not respect him now because he get power or beat you. We respect because of the play where they put you. Papa one day I thought maybe
Yeah.
chop share. Sometimes I lost picking for family, but not head of the family.
Yeah.
So
We talk say
my
authority
last
has power.
yeah, yes. Thank you.
We talk say authority has power.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for today. We don't hear Ambazonian people ethics for an emerging county and Lebialem it come up. We don't hear the how we be day before. Use how the corruption will come out and with the positive affirmation say we will go back after all that frog they don't be out of our land, they will go build back with country. And I want to borrow the words of Barrister Timothy where he talks say with these ethical values where we put in place, Ambazonia will be one of the best countries in the world. I don't say in Africa, in the world, because there are ethical values where we don't introduce them. But inside this time now, it makes some of the people the way they know say they will be charged, they will quickly run, so that tomorrow they will talk say no, I don't come on me for day, I don't come on me for day. That come on where you don't come on for day, where you never put your things them straight, you never hand over properly, you go pay. When we go back from Bazonia, you go pay. You want not be for frighten you. I know say some when they pray, say me the thing be long so that before one go for Ambazonia, when I don't commit that hideous crime, then when I don't die. You know, say when you die, there is an inheritance. Somebody is chop chair. Your chop chair go answer question. Your chop chair go answer question. Say na so it be day, na so it be day, na so it be day. Anyway, we want for thank you plenty for coming and one for tell Ambazona they say we don't hear. Before we say bye-bye, we will finally hear this word where this we contemand the talk for country talk as barrister don't try for interpret them for we. Sometimes some of these song them, they look like a folklore, but where they really tell what way be happen. And some of these young men, the way they sing this song, sometimes the time will probably don't completely take over we land. Then how come that they sing this kind of song them for this time where they know be experience which will be there for in the 50s where we country be being only we country. Now because the DNA for the real Southern Cameroonian, it will work for inside their body, even though they can't add weight where they add for day to day, for strong head, for do other kind of thing them. Now because they don't join a place where give them that opportunity for do what way they be supposed to do as if they back for country. Okay, more listen for them. More listen for them.
Mutasema ngomkobo Mure nagwo Agazimolo Bogo ya koma kuole enge Bumyo kwenye awome ya Bawokie awonango alokie Yege ya koma kuole o yege ya koma kuole o Mami ge ya koma kuole
exclusively on ABC Amber TV. Stay tuned.